Good morning, team, and happy Wednesday. So, recently when I was down building cabinets, one of the things I got to do was put hinges into already painted product. And I was concerned about scratching the paint. So, I came up with a little initiative that I want to introduce to you today. So, let's have a look at it here. So here I am in the middle of sanding for Swede and getting a project ready for Dietrich to put into paint. And one of the things that, like I said, I was talking about was these holes here where we put the hinges into. When they're all painted, they look really nice. But as I was dropping in the hinge and squeaking it back and forth, I was afraid to mark the paint or scratch it somehow. And it did look really nice, but the paint made it really tight. So I have created these little plugs. Now this is just a prototype, and you know, who knows if this works. Maybe we can get them done in plastic or something. I think that maybe Jackson can make them in a 3D printer. But this is something that would actually just fill in this hole. It doesn't fill it all the way. It's actually quite loose and easy to come out. And it gives us an opportunity to paint it and remove it after paint. We could do that after each coat so it doesn't get stuck in there with paint. And keeps this nice and clear and makes it easier to read the numbers, so we're not sticking in tape in there anyways, because it's going to look really tacky with the tape and half painted and not painted. And keeps it clean, and it just makes it a lot easier to put a hinge into. So that's initiative number one. Initiative number two is as we prepare for paint and we mark the back of our pieces with a number here. I have done that, and then I put my piece of tape on it. Now, one of the things is I work in a very sandy area, and my hands are usually covered in sand and sawdust, and also so is the tape. So as I put that on there, it doesn't always adhere to the board properly, and you can find curled up corners and all that kind of stuff. And this is just phase one. This is going to go through a number of coats of paint. It's going to be handled quite a bit and turned and set on racks, and that's probably going to get loose and get worse, and the corners are going to peel up further and further. When it does get finished and that has to come off, Dietrich tells me that with quite a few coats of paint on there, you actually have to almost chip it off, which is a bit of an effort. So my suggestion is that we would stamp each of these boards with a number. You just get the metal stamp numbers and stamp it in there and emboss it right into the wood. It'll be clean, it'll be tidy, and no matter how many coats of paint on it, you'll always see the impression of the number. So those are my two initiatives for this week, and let's talk about it. Thanks.